We're going? Finally. Good night. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another podcast episode. I'm going to go back to the main purpose of doing these podcasts, just to talk. Get some things off my chest. You know, the whole point I started talking as podcasts in the first place instead of doing the vlogs, because it helps with days like today where I just can't do it. You ever have one of those days? Because honestly, I don't know that any of y'all ever have, because you go around and it seems like everybody else is like good and perfect, and then there's you're just not perfect. And accepting that you're not perfect is one of the struggles of life, because everybody in their own mind wants to be perfect. Whether or not they admit to the fact they want to be perfect is another story, but everybody wants to be perfect in their own little world. But the truth is, we're not all perfect, and I think I can say that. I'm pretty sure. Can I say that? Yeah, you could say that. Sounds like I could say that, because we're all humans. And as a human, it is natural to not be perfect. We always end up helping each other out. One person does this better than the other person, so the person learns from the other person. That is why it is okay to not be perfect. And it's okay to have the Annoyance Days. If y'all have been watching the podcast before, I've already done one on just full out being annoyed. So I'm not going to go over all that again, but by all means, go on to the YouTube channel and go back and watch that one. Subscribe, get notified, do it. Just do it. But this one is more about the annoyance days and what can cause them. Because I think that I just have one of those days of, I'm so annoyed by everything. I don't know why, but I'm just annoyed kind of a day. Like, literally, nothing wants to work out. Not even 5 seconds ago, I tried to hit record, and it took a picture of me instead, because I was honestly so annoyed by the rest of the day that I wasn't paying attention to whether or not this was set on podcast mode or photo mode, which it wasn't. It was stuck on photo mode because I was taking pictures for my stress management class, which is another thing. It's ironic that I'm in a class about managing my stress when I'm still stressed. And I don't know why, but it somehow creates more stress. And I literally tried lighting a incense to calm the room down, breathe in, breathe out kind of thing, and the match broke on me before I even got it out of the box, because it's just one of them days. It's a Dynamo Effect, and it's important to prevent your whole day from having this Dynamo Effect, if you will, to where one thing goes wrong, and then like that, everything else starts falling down with it. Something else could go wrong. I named 2 examples of the most recent things that have happened in the last 5 seconds. I don't even want to go through the whole day. But my creating the annoyance day is 100% on myself. Let's get that clear for sure. To create the annoyance day is something that happens to you because of you, not because of other people. Other people might be annoying to you, but that is because you are in your head too much, like I am. You're in your head too much about something else that you can't give your full focus on the other people like you need to. If you can't give your full focus, then it's not going to work out. That is why it's important to talk about this so that everybody knows. Full focus, always important. If you don't give full focus, then you're annoyed. Something's blocking you from being able to focus fully. In my case, it's the fact that I'm in my head too much about having to write the auditorial, cemetery, the self-biography that I'm trying to create with one of the things that I've been working on that I really don't want to talk about right now because it could be a thing or it could not be a thing, and it's going either way. But the point is, I have to make myself sound interesting. And people tell me that I'm interesting, but I really don't think I'm interesting. And lately, I've been saying over and over and over again that I am my own worst critic. Which is true. I am my own worst critic because I can literally write something 1,000 times and still say it sounds bad because I don't know. I honestly don't think I'm that good, but I try and try and try, which is important. Remember that. You must try and try again. Your greatest lessons come from your failures. You need to know what you did wrong so you can improve, kind of thing. Because if you never fail in life, then you are perfect. And if you are perfect, good for you, because you are obviously not human. Alien, maybe, but human, no, because humans fail. And accepting the failure can be even tougher than the failure, but the lessons you learn from the failure will stick with you for life. I can personally say that I've failed enough, that I've learned enough from those failures to get better at certain things. And getting better at certain things is the key. So stay positive. Stay out of your head. That's right, I'm talking to you, Soliday Scoopers. Stay out of your head. You do not need to be in your head all the time. You are your own worst enemy. Being in your head causes the annoyance. The annoyance causes the domino effect. And therefore, it goes just like that. Now, if y'all were listening on SoundCloud and you didn't see what I did, I made a sound. There you go. SoundClouders heard it now. And being in your head can drag because if you are in your head too much, you create worrisome, you try to make yourself a perfectionist even though you can't, and you struggle with basic decision making. And sometimes there has been studies by Oxford to back this up, and Psychology Today, that it can affect the rest of your life, which creates the Dynamo Effect I was talking about, such as health problems. In my case, for example, it created ulcer. And because of that, I am stuck having to take a certain medicine that puts the stomach acid down in my stomach so I can eat without throwing up. Being the stubborn self that I am, when I was first prescribed this medicine, said to the doctors, they're crazy, didn't take the medicine, and I threw up for 2 weeks straight. Now I take the medicine. Thanks. Ulcers, stress, Dynamo Effect. In my head way too much. Trying to stay out of my head too much. Because I sometimes just have days like I did today, which I admit that I had, of being annoyed. I call them the Annoyance Days because it's the negative emotions taking control rather than the positive emotions. No matter what you do, I literally bolted out to the song Bad Day at the end of the day because it was just an annoyance day. And the whole I'm Waiting on the World to Change by John Mayer, the two songs to go to. I Snap My Fingers, SoundClouders. I know you missed that. Because those songs are literally like the top 2 cheer me up kind of songs because I'm listening to a sad song to make the day better kind of thing. Because I'm in my head too much. Now, Lessons to learn from this. Lesson number 1. Do not overthink. Most of the time, you can go with your gut instinct. It's not the end of the world, because lesson number 2, if you fail, you learn from the failure. Go with your gut instinct. Maybe it backfires. So what? So get better. Better, better, better. You cannot improve if you don't, already bad at something. Think of it this way. Little kid plays sports. Maybe they don't like the sport, but they stick with it and they get better, and now they are a professional baseball player, soccer player, whatever sport they did. Me, I was a band kid. I did trumpet. Not the best at first, and then I kept going and going and improved. Another more recent example is I got a job as a lifeguard this summer because, it's fun being in the water, and I had to take the lifeguard certification course to do this, obviously, because you got to be certified by the Red Cross. A lot of you already know this story, but I'm going to share it again. And I was not the best swimmer, not the fastest, just not that good kind of thing. And I kept going and training and practicing and forcing myself to get better because of how bad I wanted this job. I don't know what I was thinking when I did all this, but I was just thinking, I got to do this. I had off from my other job for the whole week just to go practice and go and practice and go and practice. And then the week after that, that's right, this was like a two-week nonstop thing of practice. The week after that, when I had the actual class, I was there early every day. Way too early, but I was there early, swimming my legs off in the water, literally just nonstop practice, because practice makes perfect. And you know what? I ended up passing, certified, and not just half certified like I thought I was going to be with the shallow water nonsense, but full certified, deep water, I'm coming in after you kind of lifeguard person. The point of the story is practice makes perfect. You gotta fail so you can learn from the failures. And finally, lesson number 3. Do not let stress get to you. You will become like me. You do not want to be having to take medicine just to keep the acid down in your stomach so you don't throw up because of how stressed you get. You need to be able to balance things out. My problem right now is trying to make myself sound interesting. You need to be more confident about it. You need to learn from your failures. And you need to also comment, and subscribe so you can stay updated for the next podcast video. Thank you so much for listening. Feel free to comment below.